I don't even know how to start this. I guess I should say that I was never one of those people obsessed with conspiracy theories or weird internet rabbit holes. Sure, I'd seen the whole backrooms thing and I watched a few of those iceberg YouTube videos, but I never took them seriously. I'm just a regular dude, 21, in college, trying to keep up with assignments while occasionally rotting my brain with TikTok. But that changed a few weeks ago when I found a live stream on the dark web, one that I wasn't supposed to see. Now things are happening, weird things. My phone screen flickers at random times, showing me things that haven't happened yet. People have started watching me. And the worst part? The stream is still running. And I think it's watching me now. Let me back up. This all started when my roommate Dylan told me about a subreddit where people shared cursed deep web links. Most were scams or just creepy old websites from the early 2000s, but every now and then people would drop real, working links. You had to be fast though, most were taken down within hours. I don't know why I decided to click on one of them that night. Boredom, curiosity, stupidity, probably all three. The link led to a stream. At first, I thought it was some low-budget indie horror thing. The quality was grainy like old VHS footage. The camera showed a dimly lit street, looked like somewhere in New York or maybe Chicago, with a lone McDonald's glowing in the distance. The audio was quiet, just the hum of streetlights and distant traffic. Then the screen glitched. For a second I saw something else, like another layer beneath the video. It was the same street, but different, darker. The McDonald's sign flickered, and there was a figure standing beneath it, staring up at the camera. I thought it was just lag. But then the chat exploded. User 379, did you all see that? Dark Watcher. Nah, this ain't normal. WTF guest 184, it's back. Look. Silent Observer, get out now. I squinted at the figure on screen. It was tall, too tall. Its limbs were just slightly wrong, like its arms had extra joints. I couldn't see its face, but I felt it staring. Then the streetlights started going out. One by one, the light poles buzzed and died, the darkness creeping in like ink, spreading through water. The McDonald's sign went black. The only light left was the camera's feed itself. And then the thing moved. Not like a person, not like anything human. One frame it was standing still. The next, it was closer. Another frame, closer, like it was skipping through reality. The chat was going insane. Watcher 911, it's moving. User 379. No, guest 184. Turn off cam, bro. That's when I realized some people weren't just watching the stream, they were in it. I felt a cold weight drop in my stomach. This wasn't some pre-recorded horror film. This was real. And then the stream cut to black. But before it did, I swear I saw a reflection in the camera lens. Not the city, not the street. A room exactly like mine. And someone was sitting in my desk chair. I'm posting this because I don't know what else to do. My laptop shut down by itself right after, and when I tried to reopen the link, it was gone. Like it never existed. But I keep seeing things. On my phone, my laptop, even my reflection in windows. It lags sometimes, like it's a second behind me. And last night, I got a notification. A new stream had started. And this time, the title wasn't just random numbers. It was my name. I haven't slept since the last update. Something is seriously wrong. It started right after I saw that new stream title, my name. I stared at my screen, heart pounding. The link was active. I knew I shouldn't, but I clicked it. I had to know. The video opened. It was a live feed of my apartment complex. The camera was somewhere across the street, aimed directly at my window. The blinds were closed, but I could see the faint glow of my laptop screen leaking through the cracks. The exact same screen I was staring at right now, I felt like I was going to throw up. The chat was already active. Silent observer, he clicked it. He's watching. Guest 184, get out, bro, WTF. Dark Watcher, it's already too late. Then the camera zoomed in. Not a digital zoom. It was like someone was physically moving the camera, adjusting the lens. It focused on something just below my window. A dark figure, standing perfectly still on the sidewalk. I didn't even see its face, but I felt its eyes on me. I shot up from my chair, heart hammering. My whole body went cold. Was this a prank? A sick joke? I grabbed my phone and opened Snapchat, switched to the front camera to peek outside without moving the blinds. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped it. But when I looked, there was no one there. I flipped back to my laptop screen. The stream was still going. The figure was still there, standing, watching. But outside my window, nothing. That's when I noticed something even worse. The stream wasn't just showing my window anymore, it was showing me. A second feed had appeared in the corner of the screen, a grainy black and white view of my room. The camera angle was high, like it was coming from the ceiling. My stomach dropped. I turned my head slowly, scanning the room. There was no camera, nothing out of place. But on my screen, I saw myself sitting there, looking around, just like I was right now. Then the feed glitched. For half a second, the timestamp on the video jumped forward, not by minutes or hours, just a few seconds ahead. And in that brief moment, I saw something that hadn't happened yet. The closet door behind me opening. I spun around so fast I nearly knocked over my chair. The closet door was closed, locked even. I stood there, frozen, my breath coming in short gasps. Then I heard it, the softest, barely audible click, like a lock sliding open. I bolted, didn't even stop to grab my keys. I ran out of my apartment in socks and sprinted down the hall, nearly crashing into my neighbor, an older guy who gave me a weird look, but didn't say anything. I didn't care. I just kept running. I didn't stop until I was outside, gasping for breath, hunched over in the cold night air. I checked my phone. The stream was still running, my apartment window still on screen, and now there was a new figure standing in front of it. Not the one from before, this one was inside my apartment. And the closet door was wide open. I didn't go back. I called Dylan and crashed at his dorm for the night. I told him some BS about my apartment being fumigated so he wouldn't ask questions. But I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that figure, standing inside my room, watching. In the morning, I tried to convince myself it was just a nightmare, a weird prank. Maybe I was sleep deprived and freaking out over nothing. Then I got a notification, a text message from an unknown number. You left your laptop on. That's all it said. No number, no name, just those 5 words. I turned my phone off. I'm using Dylan's laptop to write this, my apartment. I'm not going back. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But the problem is, I checked the stream link one last time, and it's still live. And now the title has changed again. This time it says, "Come back." I should have just smashed my laptop, should have thrown my phone in a river. I should have just ignored the damn stream, because now I don't think I can get away. I stayed at Dylan's dorm for 2 nights, sleeping like garbage on his rock-hard futon while he snored like a chainsaw. He didn't ask why I didn't go back to my apartment, and I didn't tell him. But then, on the 3rd night, he woke me up. "Dude," he muttered, shaking my shoulder, "your phone's buzzing like crazy." I groggily reached for it, still half asleep. My heart stopped when I saw the screen. 53 missed calls. No caller ID. And then, just as I was staring at it, a new call came in. No number, no name, just unknown caller. I didn't answer, I didn't even breathe. I just sat there, phone vibrating in my hand, stomach twisting into a tight knot. Then the buzzing stopped. For about 3 seconds, everything was silent. Then a notification popped up. New voicemail. I didn't want to listen, I really didn't, but my thumb moved on its own. The message started with breathing. Shallow, too slow to be normal, too close to the mic. Then something else, a voice, low, mechanical, like it was being run through some kind of distortion filter. But I still heard what it said. "Why did you leave?" I dropped the phone so fast, it bounced off the futon. Dylan gave me a confused look. "Dude, what the hell is going on?" I didn't answer. I couldn't. Because before I could even process what I just heard, my phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a call. It was a notification from an app I didn't have installed. The icon was a black square, no name, just "Live Now" in white text underneath. I tapped it, and the stream opened. The camera was inside Dylan's dorm, filming us. I felt my blood turn to ice. Dylan leaned in to look, still confused. Wait, what the hell? The stream was in real time, no delay, no lag. I lifted my hand, and on screen, I saw myself lifted at the exact same time. The chat was going insane. Silent observer, oh, he found it. Guest 184, bro, literally in the stream. WTF Dark Watcher, you should not have looked. User 379, run. Then the camera moved, not a static feed anymore. It was like someone was holding the camera, walking toward us, but there was no one there. I scrambled off the futon, heart slamming against my ribs. The door was locked, the windows were closed. There was no way anyone could have gotten in, but the camera was getting closer. Dylan finally realized this wasn't a joke. "What the hell, man? Is this some kind of prank?" I didn't answer. I was too busy staring at the door. Because on the screen I saw something we couldn't see in real life. A shadow standing right outside. Not just a shadow, a shape. The same figure from my apartment. Tall, too tall, its arms wrong, its head tilted like it was listening. And then the door handle started turning. I lost it. I grabbed Dylan and yanked him toward the bathroom. "Move! Move now!" He didn't argue. We slammed the door shut just as we heard the click of the dorm room unlocking. Not opening, just unlocking, like whoever or whatever was out there wanted us to know they could come in whenever they wanted. Dylan's face was pale as hell. "Dude, I swear to God, if this is a prank..." "It's not a prank," I hissed. I was shaking, so bad I could barely hold my phone. The stream was still running. The chat was blowing up. Guest 184, it's inside WTF Watcher. 9111, bro, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Silent observer, it's watching you. Then the screen glitched. For a split second, the stream jumped forward just like before, and I saw something I haven't seen yet. The bathroom door opening, and behind us, something was crawling out of the bathtub. I shut the app instantly. I didn't wait to see more. I just grabbed Dylan and bolted the hell out of there. We ran down the hall like lunatics, didn't stop, didn't look back, just kept going until we were outside in the freezing air, gasping like we'd just sprinted a marathon. Dylan was pissed. "Dude, what the fuck was that?" "I don't know," I said. And I meant it. I had no idea, but I did know one thing. I wasn't safe anywhere. Not my apartment, not Dylan's dorm, nowhere. And then my phone vibrated one last time. I looked down. One new text from that same unknown number. "You can't run." And attached to the message, a screenshot of the live stream, me and Dylan. Standing exactly where we were right now, outside, right under the streetlight, which meant whoever was filming us, they were already here. I'm done pretending this is some weird internet prank. This is real. And it's getting worse. They took someone. I don't know who, but I saw it happen. And now I think I'm next. The van, after we got that text, after we saw that screenshot of us standing under the streetlight, Dylan lost it. He wanted to go to the police. I almost let him. but something in my gut told me that wouldn't help. Who would believe us? Yeah, officer, I watched a dark web stream and now invisible cameras are following me and some shadow thing is crawling out of my bathtub. They'd throw us in a psych ward. So I did the only thing I could think of. I told Dylan to get in my car. Where are we going? He asked, still shaking. I didn't know. I just drove. We ended up at a 24-hour McDonald's on the outskirts of town. It was nearly empty, just some high school kids messing around and a tired-looking cashier who didn't even glance at us when we walked in. I just needed time to think. Somewhere bright, somewhere normal. But normal doesn't exist for me anymore, because as soon as we sat down with our food, my phone buzzed, a new notification from that same app I never installed, Live Now. I didn't want to look. I knew I shouldn't, but I did. The stream opened. It wasn't showing me this time, or Dylan. It was showing an alleyway, somewhere dark and empty. The camera was moving like it was attached to someone's chest. The angle was low, jittery, like whoever was filming was running. Then I saw him. A guy, maybe mid-20s, tied to a metal chair. He was struggling, his mouth duct-taped shut, his eyes wild with terror. "What the hell?" Dylan whispered, staring over my shoulder. The chat was already blowing up. Silent observer. Oh no, not again. Guest 184, is this real? Dark Watcher, it's always real. User 379, bro, he's done. The camera stepped closer. The guy started shaking his head, trying to scream through the tape. Then a gloved hand entered the frame, holding a knife. I felt physically sick. Dylan looked like he was about to hurl. "Dude, turn it off!" But before I could, the camera whipped around, pointing down the alley. Headlights. A black van had just pulled up, its tires screeching on the pavement. The driver's side door opened. A man in a suit stepped out. His face was blurry, not pixelated, not shadowed, just wrong, like my eyes refused to process it. He walked toward the guy in the chair, pulled out a phone, and held it up like he was filming too. Then my own phone buzzed. A new text message. No number, no name, just 2 words. "Look up." My stomach dropped. Dylan and I froze. Slowly, I lifted my head from the phone screen and looked out the McDonald's window. A black van was parked right outside. Same model, same tinted windows. The engine was running, and someone was sitting in the driver's seat, watching us. "Fick this," Dylan hissed. He grabbed my arm. "We're leaving. Now!" I was too scared to argue. We bolted for the door. I don't even remember running to my car, but suddenly we were inside, doors locked, engine on. The van didn't move, just sat there, idling, waiting. Then my phone buzzed again. Another text. "You're in the next stream." I floored it. I didn't care where I was going, just away. Dylan kept checking the mirrors. "They're not following us." I didn't believe him. I kept driving. Highways, back roads, random neighborhoods. But no matter where I went, every few minutes I'd see it. A black van parked somewhere nearby. Not always the same one. Some had different plates, different scratches on the bumper. But I knew it was them. And then something worse happened. My car radio turned on by itself. Static. Then a voice. That same distorted voice from the voicemail. "You should have watched." Then my headlights died. The whole car shut off. We were in the middle of nowhere. An empty road, no streetlights, no houses, just darkness. And then behind us, headlights. The van. Its high beams flooded the inside of my car. A door slammed. Footsteps crunched on the pavement. Dylan whispered, "Dude, what do we do?" I checked my phone. The stream was live again, and the camera was right outside my car. Then, bang! Something slammed into the driver's side window. Dylan screamed. I turned, heart hammering. And I saw it. Not a man, not human. A face, pressed against the glass. Skin too smooth, eyes too black, mouth too wide. It grinned. And then The car door's unlocked. I don't know how much time I have to write this, but if you're reading this, if you've been following everything, I need you to listen. I think I know what they are now, and I don't think there's a way out. The second the door's unlocked, Dylan screamed. I did too. I lunged for the lock button, but the car shut off completely. Engine, power, everything. And the thing outside was still grinning. Its face was too close to the glass, like it had been waiting for me to look. Its mouth stretched too wide, full of too many small, sharp teeth. Its hand, or whatever you'd call it, was pressed against the window. The fingers were long, too long, like they had extra joints, like they could keep extending if they wanted to. Then it spoke, not from its mouth, from my phone. The same distorted voice I'd been hearing all week. You shouldn't have left the stream. I lost it. I yanked at the door handle, trying to get out, but the locks wouldn't work anymore. The thing outside just stood there, tilting its head, still grinning, like it was studying me. Then, behind it, the van door slid open. Something was inside. Something moving. And then Dylan made the biggest mistake of his life. He panicked and opened his door. The second Dylan's door swung open, hands grabbed him. Not just one or two, a dozen, pale, thin, too many fingers. They yanked him out of the car so fast he didn't even have time to scream. I turned, reaching for him. But Dylan was already gone. The hands pulled him into the van. His body jerked violently, his arms flailing, legs kicking. Then he disappeared into the darkness. The door slammed shut. And the thing at my window finally moved. It didn't open my door. It didn't break the glass. It just faded. Like a glitch in reality. Its body stretched, flickered, then vanished into the dark. And the van? It started driving away. I sat there, frozen, gasping for breath, my body locked up with terror. Dylan was gone, and the stream, it was still live. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, and looked. It wasn't showing my car anymore. It was showing inside the van. I don't even want to type this. I don't even want to remember it. The feed was dark at first, just shifting shadows and muffled noises. Then the camera tilted, and I saw Dylan. He was tied to a chair, just like the last guy. His mouth was moving, but no sound came out. His eyes, I will never forget them, were wide, bulging, pure terror. Then he started glitching. Like a corrupted video file, his body twitched, his arms bending wrong, his face distorting, stretching into something not human. And then, for just a second, the camera switched views. I saw the thing holding the camera, and it looked just like me. I dropped my phone. I couldn't do this anymore. I stumbled out of the car, legs shaking, lungs burning. The van was already gone. No sound, no tracks, nothing. Like it had never been there. Like Dylan had never been there. Like he never even existed. That was 3 days ago. I didn't go to the police. What would I even say? My friend was glitched out of existence? Nobody remembers him. Not his classmates. Not his parents. I checked his Instagram, his old texts, his Snapchat memories. All gone. Every picture, every conversation, every single thing he ever posted, just erased. Like he was never real. And then, just an hour ago, I got a new text. From that same number. You're next. And attached, a screenshot of a new live stream. The title? Tonight's stream, his final moments. And the thumbnail? A live feed of my apartment. Right outside my bedroom window. I haven't clicked it yet. I don't know what happens if I do. But I think I already know how this ends. I'm going to disappear. Just like Dylan. Just like all the others. And when I do, you'll forget I ever existed.